spectator client that was used at the Season 1 finals over at DreamHack.
Yeah, Millenium being very cautious here. We don't think they can hear us. They are sat
I don't think so. There's so much noise here and the speakers are faced away, so...
Indeed. So you can see that we're not going to have the level 1 fight as per usual here in Europe. It's going to be interesting to see when the Americans do actually get involved. They tend to go very much for the level 1 fights. So as kind of predicted, Lee Sin's going to be the jungler here. We'll be going top versus Aurelia, and down the bottom it is going to be the 8-2 AD in support. Although we do have a surprise down the bottom.
That could be very interesting there.
Yeah. And it's going to sneak in there as well. Nobody's seen them. And they've stuck a long way back.
They've got double stun down there at bottom as well because of Annie.
Obviously trying to claim first blood. We'll see whether it actually works out. Of course, like we said, the spectator mode, we now have the gold value, we have the tower values there, we have the kill counts, we have everything. Clairvoyance being used. Let's see where it went down. I think... Oh, I didn't see where that clairvoyance went used. He definitely used it. But I'm not seeing it on the map. And, well, right now looks like we're going to be saying miss mid. You can see Olaf started off at the golems at the top there. Lee Sin started at the wolves, if anyone wants to know the jungler's path. And the 2 AD support down the bottom are going to come out, so Tidus is going to start farming. And this could, you know, if this backfires, missing out probably on at least a level of experience. Oh, showed herself too early there. Linak came out a little bit too early, showed herself. Didn't want to waste the flash, didn't want to get for it there, and I don't think they would have caught it either. So Annie's going to return, and that's going to mean that Annie's almost missed out on a full level of experience, I think. Lux is almost certainly going to hit 2 any second now, as soon as this wave finishes. So, yeah, so it's, you know, it kind of backfires, but I think you should catch that straight up.
Yeah, and actually, you see Millenium there really utilising the power that is Taric down on that bottom lane. Obviously, the stun to completely zone out the opponents there. Sadeo and Lycades who are down at that bottom area. Yeah, we are seeing some pressure up at top, but you know, that fight between Aurelia there could be very interesting. Here comes Slayer, and they are going to try and get this kill onto Udyr, who will get himself away. Did get the exhaust onto him, but will escape from all of that. So we'll see Lee Sin go back into his jungle pattern. At the moment, Olaf just done the blue buff, and he's actually going to go home, so we'll probably see some more from him. There's a stun down bottom. Sadeo should get away from this one fairly simply, which he does, but still great pressure early on by Millenium. I really like that.
Yeah, so getting pushed away, and we can see Lee Sin now coming in towards mid there. Looks had pushed the lane strongly. This is what I said. She will push the lane. I don't think Annie's going to get anywhere near this fight. Oh, missing it. He didn't want to get the stun on there, and didn't bother wasting.
Oh, up at top, actually. We've got pressure again onto Udyr. Did use his flash earlier. Ignites on him. He's got his shield on. Is he going to hold off enough? Yeah, it is going to. Wow, and Timson gets away there with round about 50 HP. So just narrowly avoiding taking that first blood. And it's not good that Udyr is having to go back so often.
No, that's very early. We're only 4 minutes into the game. Had to go back already, so he's going to come back and buy. He actually has teleports, so he's going to go straight back in there. Has bought a ward as well as 2 health pots, so he should be fine. But that's used the teleport early, which means when we get to around about the 8-minute mark, I think it will just about be coming up in time for the dragon, possible first dragon. It'll be interesting to see how the dragons turn out, because the Americans' timing, I've noticed, oh, down in the middle at the moment there, Lux has been stunned up. Taric's also going to flash in there, not going to be able to get the stun on Lux though. The stun already wasted. Whether Lee Sin will be able to land it, no he won't, and that's a good flash. But a flash used nevertheless. Flash was used by Taric, but there's a lot of summoner spells being used up here. Meanwhile, Caitlyn's been able to farm quite happily solo down the bottom there, so it's not all lost. And Taric obviously just coming out of the lane isn't going to lose anything. You can see that Brolaf is very low at the moment. Actually isn't the Brolaf skin. Meanwhile, you can see Taric sat there. If Taric actually went to the side, he could do quite a fair bit of damage, but I don't think we had to pin down Olaf enough. Caitlyn now slowly being pushed. They realise they're still solo in the mid there. Lux is again going to get stunned this time. Will come in. Will manage to get the stun. Will they finish him off? Manage to get the shatter. The ignite will get him, and Linak gets the first blood in centre there, and Lux goes down. So has also full health, so he's got enough to push the lane. Will he just go straight back and buy? Yes, he will.
Yeah, really nice start there from Millenium. We've been trying for a while, and obviously the stun there from Kuja making a great difference. Down at the bottom, as you mentioned, the alternate have started to push out a little bit. And we may see some pressure going on to Tidus, and he just backs away there. He needs to play it safe at this stage. no point in trying to force his position. But if we look down the CS, which is actually now on the scoreboard at the bottom for us, so we don't need to bring up the other scoreboard, we can see that Vane hitting 29, Caitlin 33, so slightly ahead in terms of that one. Up at the top, they're starting to get to a bit more stable of a level, which means that we'll probably not be seeing too much action up there. Again, we're going to see pressure onto Pharrell and Lord in middle, though, and not taking too much damage. Alternate still commanding this bottom lane and pushing it back. Lots of pings. The early wards have gone down here, and in the South River as well. So, despite that first blood, Alternate doing a fairly decent job so far, but we've seen Pooja come down, and he actually had the vision ward there, so they're going to be able to clear that one out. Nice early pickup. Up at the top, we're seeing more pressure coming from Udia. So has been pushed a little bit further onto his turret. We may see some trouble for Linak. In comes Olaf as well. Lee Sin is there. Linak is very, very low, but I think he could get away. Flash from Unso, and there will be the kill. But we did see as well, Lee Sin did get the kill. Look at the damage burst coming out there from Olaf, and Shuli is going to go down as well. Nicely done from Unso, and the Germans, they lost first blood, but they brought the kills back to 2-2. There goes the stun onto Sadeo, flashes away nicely, and that was another close call. Action all over the place. Great first match so far.
Absolutely stunning stuff. Udia's win back once again. I don't think Aurelia's been back to buy yet. Yes, he has got a health crystal, so really well played by Olaf. Like I said, it can work or it could really backfire. It worked very well there. He managed to pick up both kills. So 2 for 0. Has got the life scepter already, has got armor, has got boots, and has a load of gold to go and buy something. So Linak not going to be happy with that one. I think he did flash Tibbers as well, so he's going to have to use that used up as well. Lux is almost certainly going to be always the target here because it's so squishy. Meanwhile, you can see down the bottom, Caitlin continuing to keep that lane push. Tarek actually was putting down the damage onto Vane, actually forcing the issue, and it's just kept Tidders to push that lane, and immediately Tarek headed straight up towards mid to try and take down Lux. At the moment, see, look at that, he's just taunting the tower, and we are seeing both bottom actually taunted back. That's going to be a lot of damage on that tower. I'm amazed that they've both left it so exposed. They could probably strip a good 1,000 hit points off this bottom tower already. Meanwhile, at the top, you can see Aurelia is now porting back, so he's put the pressure down, and yeah, they may aim to take this tower out before they get back. They're not going to quite have the minions stacked to do it, but they've took it down to 652 health already.
Yeah, I'm not really sure on that whole decision to go back both at once. I mean, there's no way to control the amount of damage that's going in there as well, but we did see, obviously, Vane going back, has picked up second Doran's Blade, got Berserker Screams in middle. We may see a little bit of pressure once again onto Pharrell. Lee Sin is inside of that bush, but not going to get too much of an opportunity. And actually, Pharrell's coming around here. That's a dangerous position, just dropping a ward. And Pharrell could be in trouble now as we do see the flashing from Linak. Oh, and Tibbers just slightly too late there with the drop. That could have gone very bad for Pharrell. And the usual story. Sorry, guys, I was just putting a ward down.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Tarek was thinking about having to go down at Vane down the bottom, and they've actually targeted him up because he Olaf just coming around though, so that ward paying dividends already. Meanwhile, at the top, it looks like Aurelia and Udia are having a little ding-dong, but really it's going to be a case of, they just hit each other for ages and really not really do much. So Phage going straight into Soaz there, so going for the health rather than anything, obviously going to build up towards the Trinity you kind of expect. Meanwhile, in the mid, you can see Olaf is being...
Oh, down at bottom. They're actually putting a lot of pressure on once again.
Used.
Yeah, the ulti was used. Unser is actually starting to move in. This could be dangerous. There's still 3 there. And actually, they put Clairvoyance in, so they know exactly where Olaf is. Stun actually not quite connecting as it should have. And there we go. We'll see Annie moving down as well. The ward is there, so Alternate knew that Annie was moving into that position. I'm not sure if they know that Lee Sin is still there. Lycades has to be very careful because he'll be taken down very quickly if Lee Sin gets in there. There goes the heal. He's gone back onto the turret. Things should start to settle down now once again. If Lee Sin backs away, which he seems to go away and then come back again.
Linak being caught by Pharrell, actually using the ulti as well, knocking Linak down, so low health at the moment, having to back away into the tower. May even need to completely back away, which means it's going to free Lux. Lux is actually going to port and go by, so what's she got already? It's going to go get some sort of AP item, I guess. Maybe even go for boots. Yeah, actually, wow.
Down at bottom again, massive pressure.
gone for a Mickey Soul Stealer there, looks as, so feeling confident, feeling like they're going to get some kill stacks. I'm not too sure about that in a pro game.
It's an interesting for 0-2-2 Lux to go for Soul Stealer, actually.
Yeah, that's a bit of a strange choice. So as he's going to continue, and they're going to continue doing a lot of fighting at the top there. It's going to take somebody to come in, maybe an Udyr who can see Olaf is coming heading in. Maybe it's going to try and put a bit of damage down him, but I think between them, I don't think neither of them could actually get a kill unless someone really makes a strong mistake. Bottom lane has been left, so Caitlyn's going to come back. Caitlyn going back to buy a BF sword as well as got those boots, so and a fortitude potion actually in there as well. So, but you can see Olaf has actually ninja'd himself in towards the top bush, so maybe going to have a possible go onto Soaz. Meanwhile, Lee Sin is looking towards Lux in the mid there. There we go, Soaz now. Has Olaf come out? Udyr also gets the stunning, but Soaz, I think he's going to walk away from this one quite happily. Does turn around, manages to get a little bit of lifesteal yet, and he's fine. Like I said, it's going to take something very strong to take Soaz out of that top lane.
And they're pushing this bottom lane fairly heavily. Obviously, Tariq was missing up towards that middle area, so Tidus just playing it defensive, doesn't want to get caught out of position with that Vayne who you think she's not going to attack you, and then all of a sudden she's right in your face and you can't do much about it. But Kuja is now back on that bottom lane, so should start to stabilise once again. Actually, Soaz didn't go back. He's still on that tunnel, on that turret. In the mid, Linak got the level advantage. Let's just take a look at that CS. 72 for Linak. Actually, again, pressure down bottom from Kuja, and we may see something in middle here. We are going to see Lee Sin go into the bush, and again, he has to get his way out of there. Oh, unlucky there for Lux not to catch that snare onto Lee Sin. That could have been a very different outcome if it would have connected. But anyway, the CS I was talking about, 74 to 61 in the middle area. And they've actually used Clairvoyance there just to keep tracks of Olaf. Don't want him to be coming in and causing all kinds of problems, and actually lands the axe.
Yeah, and you can see that's the difference down the bottom there. They are going to go straight in for Vayne. I don't think they're going to have enough to finish him off. They have a minion wave, though, so they're going to put a lot more damage. That turret is very low. Obviously, we're waiting. Oh, we can see Olaf and Lux now coming down. Yeah, they've already sussed it. Oh, dear, it's actually teleported down the bottom there. Gets a great stun on him from Kuja there. That could have been the end of one of those. But instead, they've got a 5-man. They're going to go straight for Dragon here. 12:41 is the timer. They will go for Dragon. Meanwhile, the top lane is pushed pretty heavily. You can see Annie is going to come down. Annie doesn't have stun. May have it ready for the Tibbers. I'm not too sure. Yeah, he's trying to build it up. Now he's built up the stun, but it doesn't matter because Dragon has gone on 12:55. And the rest of the team, well, Millenium caught out there with a pants down really on that one, because that's going to even the gold up, despite the fact they were ahead in the CS. And you can see coming around the side there, not going to be able to catch it, and Tibber's not really doing enough. So, down the bottom, let's have a look. CS-wise, Caitlyn, 101 to 77, so big advantage there. That's around about 600 gold or so, or maybe... well, I don't know, my maths was never the strong point. And also at the top as well, Aurelia obviously 104 to 73, so gold-wise from the CS, Millenium have a big advantage, but that one Dragon will certainly cancel a fair chunk of that out.
Yeah, that Dragon really important, I think, at this stage of the game. They've lost the first turret of the match, actually, which obviously was that one down at the bottom. There's very little HP left. In the meantime, they did some damage to this middle turret as well, but Lord was fairly speedy in getting himself back there. You see Clairvoyance used just over towards the blue over on the alternate side. And we see Timson get back into his lane there with Udyr. Obviously took some damage in that previous fight, had to actually flash himself away to keep himself alive there. In terms of items, Caitlyn BF sword and pickaxe, so working quite nicely up towards the infinity edge. Annie also has needlessly large rod blasting one, so Rabadon's death cap won't be too far away from being completed there as well. And Lux obviously has the Soul Stealer, which doesn't have any stacks yet.
I think we're seeing Udyr. Yeah, I was going to say, he's going to go down and water. I thought he was heading straight towards blue, though. He knew something I didn't know, that there was no one there. So he's getting a straight ward down the river, so it's covering himself off. Soaz at the moment, though, he's just used his ulti to farm off that lane, so he's going to try and do a bit of damage. And really, what Timson knows is he wants to go back and buy. That's why he's suddenly piling out the pressure. Blue being picked up by Lux there, so giving across to him, and the ward's going out. Lots of ward placement starting to happen here, as you'd kind of expect with the supports. That's what a great support does. And at the moment, yeah, there we go. Aurelia has gone back and bought. So what's Aurelia been and got? I've got to get used to this spec mode down the bottom. I'm so used to clicking tab and doing, where is it? I'm just looking down the bottom. You know? Rabadon's death cap on Annie as well. Case could be picked also on Soraka. So again, that GP5 item, as it were. And still that that Mickey Cell Stealer on looks, it's really paying dividends.
No. Yeah, I'm not sure if we can see the stacks. I mean, there's none to see at this stage anyway, even if we could. But we'll see about that one. Up at the top, yeah, it should be a fairly boring fight unless a third person joins in from either one of the teams there. Down at the bottom, we are seeing Sadeo going fairly aggressive onto Tidus. Obviously, Soraka there just putting a couple of wards down for the alternate side. We may see Lee Sin coming for a